Welcome back. I'm Dr. Rachel Blumenthal, DO. I'd like to share some information today about car seats. Car seats are used from infants all the way through our entire adult lives in order to prevent injury during a car accident. We wear them because we're not expecting to be in a car accident, but if we are, we want to be protected. And this is the way that we can reduce that risk. For children, using a car seat correctly dramatically reduces the amount of injury they could incur during a motor vehicle accident. An infant is also kept in their rear-facing car seat until at least 2 years of age, if not longer than that still, hopefully even up through their 3rd or 4th birthday. We always recommend that you look at the car seat manufacturer's guidelines as to the height and weight limits of your car seat. The next type of car seat utilized is a forward-facing harness, a 5-point harness, meaning it connects above both shoulders of the child, near the hips on both sides of the child, as well as between their legs. Then switch into a booster seat, either with or without a back. And then finally, when the child is old enough and large enough, they would be able to graduate into an adult type car seat. Please always make sure to look at your specific car seat's guidelines as to how it is tethered into the car, the height and weight requirements, and then look at how they correspond to the age size of your child as well. One of the biggest concerns and questions we receive as pediatricians is, Doctor, when can I switch? And what can I do? One thing also you probably have noted as a parent of a young child is that there are combination car seats available. There are what are called convertible car seats, where you can flip them from being a rear-facing to a forward-facing. And there are even all-in-one car seats that go from that rear-facing infant converted to forward-facing into a backless booster. Car seats are something that you want to look into very carefully because they could be something that would be with you and your family for many years. In general, we utilize an infant car seat which is rear-facing until the child is at least 2 years old, hopefully up through age 3 and 4. You would notice that as your child is growing older that their hips are sitting at an angle, their knees are sitting at an angle. Don't worry about that. Your child's legs are fine. They will not be uncomfortable sitting in a cross leg or a bent knee position in their rear-facing car seat. Why do we have a child stay in a rear-facing car seat so long? It's to protect their neck, their cervical spine. If you're in a motor vehicle accident and you come to a sudden stop, if you're facing forward, your neck will bend forward really quickly. A child does not have well-developed ligaments in their cervical spine in their neck. If they're facing rear-facing, they're going to actually just be pushed into the car seat, and it will cause much less damage to their neck and cervical spine. That's why we stay in the rear-facing position as long as possible. When you are ready to move your child into the forward-facing 5-point harness, it's usually utilized until the child is close to 5 years of age, maybe around 40 to 50 pounds. You know you're using an infant seat, as well as a forward-facing 5-point harness correctly if the shoulder straps are sitting near the level of the shoulder. Infant seats, the strap should be a little below the shoulder, and on the forward-facing harness, they sit a little bit above. For either of these 5-point harnesses, the middle strap, the central clip, should be at the level of the armpit of your child. And the central belt should be low facing and snug over their lap as well. When your child is getting to be old enough to switch from a 5-point harness, which is forward facing, into a booster seat, it's again usually around 5 years of age, usually around 50 pounds. And you need to make sure your child can meet those requirements as well. You will know your child is ready to move into a booster seat with a back if, when using the seat belt that comes with the car, guides well into the seat belt guide up near their shoulder. If the seat belt itself sits snugly right at the base of the neck, right on the shoulder of the child, it shouldn't be sliding off the side. and it shouldn't be creeping up their neck into their ear. It has to sit more on their shoulder, just like ours would. The seatbelt itself should come across the torso snugly as well. As it meets, the seatbelt itself also should be sitting low on the lap. The lower lap belt of the seatbelt should be sitting low and snug on the child. If it sits too high, it's sitting on the abdomen, which doesn't have any bone protection. We want it to sit low where there's bones to protect you if you're forced to stop right away. There are two types of booster seats, one using the back booster, and those are best utilized because they do have a little bit more side support, and they do remind the child to sit up properly. We're always trying to have children sit up in a car seat, not slouching, not leaning over. It's the best way to have protection if you're ever in a motor vehicle accident. The final step, when we say, we've graduated, congratulations, you're a big kid. This is usually when a child is 10 to 12 years of age. But again, it depends on the weight and height of your child. Some children at 12 years old are already as tall as their parents, and others are not quite there. You would have discussions with your child as to why you would be making these switches. Your child is ready to switch into the adult seatbelt without any extra support if there are 5 key requirements met. The seatbelt of the car should be coming across the shoulder of the child as well, like before, not sliding off and not creeping up onto the neck. The child should be able to sit all the way back in the car seat itself with their knees bending over the front. If the child does not have long enough thighs to be sitting at the back of the car seat with their knees bending over the front, they're not tall enough yet. The seat will come across their shoulder and snug on their torso and meet the lower lap belt, very low on their lap. Again, if that lower lap belt is up on the waist, the child is not big enough quite yet. The child also needs to be able to have their feet touching the floor of the car as well. If your child can sit like this and be sitting up properly in the car, then you know that that child is ready to sit like an adult using the seatbelt in the car. We're always happy to talk with you in the office about these recommendations. We have websites that you can go to as well. This is an evolving issue. Safety is always first in mind. So whenever there might be updates to these recommendations, we will always try to keep you informed. Thank you so much for listening.